Our next speaker is leading a live IPO. It's live now. You could potentially talk to the JP Equities guys. I'm sure they can get you some stock if you like what Cadell Buss has to say. He's the founder and managing director of Chilwa Minerals. He's a multi-industry senior executive with over 20 years experience locally and internationally in marketing, project development and capital markets. He was CEO of Western Australia's longest-serving stockbroking firm, DJ Carmichael's. Many of you would know DJs. He was running that firm for 4.5 years and has consulted to a number of ASX-listed companies with African-based assets. Cadell's previous experience also includes project and finance director with Lasso Global Mining, and he's also currently a non-executive director of Atlas Pearls Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, Cadell Buss. Cadell.
Thanks everybody, thanks to Jackie and Jason for the invite. Chilwa Minerals was formed this year to develop a project in Malawi, Africa. It's a heavy metal sands play with some rare earth upside. We're doing a deal with Lasso Global Mining, which is the company that I worked for before, to acquire this project. We're doing that and the vendor shares are at 19 million. And there's some performance rights in there as well. The commodity is basically ilmenite and zircon with the potential for rare earths. There's $5 million has been spent on this asset, and in my time at Lasso, I discovered that I thought this project had some real upside. So my project partner is Motor Angel. Motor Angel are a large conglomerate construction company founded in 1946 with a 350 million euro market cap, and that's only 30% of the company. The rest is still owned by the family. We've been operating in Malawi for 25 years, so that reduces our sovereign risk, and they operate within 24 countries across Africa, Latin America and Europe. So to have those as an equity partner for me is a substantial thing. Alexander Shaw is the managing director of Lasso. I've worked with Alexander for a while. He's a geologist. Manuel Moda is the grandson of the founder. His father is the executive chairman. Myself as managing director, and Phil Lucas is a very experienced mining lawyer, which rounds out our board. Strategically located, I won't go too much into Malawi, but it is known as the soft heart of Africa. It is English jurisdiction and English law. Next to us is a few other companies. Lindian Resources has a significant rare earth deposit that's only 50 kilometres west of us. Sovereign Metals have a rutile play, and then there's a company called Makango Resources that are also in the area. We're very lucky to be such an early explorer, but to have a pit-to-port solution. So for us, the Nakala Deepwater Port, as you can see there, goes right outside our doorstep. This operates through Mozambique and Malawi, and fortunately for me, Motor Angel do the maintenance on the rail. So I'm hoping when we get to infrastructure, we get a good rate. Mineral sands is a pretty simple processing. You dig up 100%, you keep 5%, and 95% goes back. The mineral separation plant, as I said, there's been $5 million spent on this. There's a scoping study that's been done. You have a basic commodity of a magnetic and non-magnetic. The non-magnetic is your zircon, and your magnetic is your ilmenite. For us, the economics have changed dramatically. With the non-magnetic, we have products such as zircon, and we've also found some rare earth that will be sold within that. Logistics, as I said, we're very fortunate to have this. And then from the export, from our market perspective, predominantly it's been South Africa and China, but the Middle East now are actually wanting this commodity along with South Korea and India. TZMI are a local company that's done a lot of work. They did the scoping study on this project. It's a bit early for us to talk about offtake agreement yet, but they've said within the coming months we will do that. We've got 4 targets that are drill ready. The first one's Maposa. It's got the highest grade of about 12%. Bimbi to the south is also significant. Halala to the north is an asset that actually a lot of the resource has not been included in our independent geological report for reasons we're not sure back in 2015, but we know that that's going to be a targeted area. And then Puyu Puyu is an area to the south. That is also the largest tonnage, but it has high slimes. Just a very quick explanation on slimes. It's basically waste, but there was errors in the lab done in 2015. Our slimes are at 16%. 16% is not a game changer, but it's not great. But the errors that we discovered, and I discovered, I suppose, by looking under the hood, was that the actual slimes aren't at 16%. They used a larger sieve size, and then the membrane underneath that was compromised. So in pit testing, we know that our slimes are at minimum of 2% and a maximum of actually 8%. So we know we don't have a slimes problem. The other area which is fantastic for us, the original licence is over 407 square kilometres. Again, in looking under the hood, we found that there was another area to the south, so we're now talking an extra 442 kilometres. So our entire tenement is actually 860 odd square k's, making this what we think could be a quite significant find. The radiometrics will start in the new year. The other really thing, I suppose, that really got me excited about this project was the previous work. So mineral sands is a commodity that's been formed over millions of years. The sands form and they'll be at the footwall. The footwall that was, all the work that was done in 2015, they had actually never discovered it. So the air core, they used air core drilling and the average was 6 metres. So for the 1,600 holes that were drilled, only 64 are over 12 metres. 1,600 holes, only 64 are over 12 metres. So what we'll do is we'll do what's called sonic drilling. Sonic drilling is a form of drilling where you actually capture the whole recoverable hole. We don't know where that footwall is. It could be 20 metres, it could be 27 metres. The deepest hole is actually at 27. There was mineralisation to every single hole. This is our planned drilling program, and again, this is where we start to get a bit excited about what we have. So the extension there, as I said, that's the green is the holes that we have drilled. We'll be twinning over only 5%. The reason we're only doing 5% is because of the advanced technologies in the sonic drilling. So the competent person has allowed us to do that, which means we'll be able to do 95% step out. When Motor Angel drilled this in 2015, the spacing was at about 500. We'll be doing 50 and 25. Now the other great thing about this is in relation to my project partner in Motor Angel, sonic drilling comes in normally about $150 to $200 a metre. Manuel Motor, in his wanting to make sure this project succeeds, has gone and bought us a sonic drill rig. That is on its way from the Netherlands to Malawi now. We've done an open book transaction which will be in the prospectus. So we're actually going to be getting 7,000 metres for actually 20,000 metres worth of value. So straight away, the value that we're creating in having this drill price is going to be exponential. You can see there the holes that would be normally under 7,000 metres or under that $1.3 million budget, and we'll be doing that amount there. So that, from what we see, is quite exciting. The other thing is the rare earth side of it. So all the samples that were here in TZMI in Perth, they've been there since 2015. We actually were approached and TZMI said, do you want those samples? I took them to ALS, I had them tested, and we discovered that they were about 300 parts per million. We know there's monazite in there, we know there's xenotime in there. So this immediately made us change our budgets from ALS to be just mineral sands to now rare earth. So to be clear, that rare earth is only in the area that you see there. The other area is the extension, and I pointed out there Makango Resources that they are actually right above us. So and their market cap's 120 million. The capital structure to me is something that was very important. As the founder of this company, I think if anyone wants to come in, I want to do well and I want you to do well. So we only had we only raised 820,000 at the C level, which has 8.2 million shares on issue pre-IPO. So vendor shares of 19 million. We have 100% of the project, and there's only going to be 48 million shares on issue plus the 19 million. So we have a very low enterprise value of 5.6 and a market cap of 13. I just want to quickly talk about the performance rights that are going to be allocated. They are all asset based. There is not one of these performance hurdles will be based on the share price or the company. It will all be based on how well the asset does. So as I said, putting the company together, I did not receive one founder share, but I will be looked after hopefully when you come along with the journey with us. So as you can see, they're all post an upgraded resource, a PFS, a BFS, and a decision to mine. And I'm pretty sure that no one would argue that at that point in time, this company will be worth a lot more than 13 million, which is going to be the market capitalisation. Just quickly talk about the escrow, all for the vendor shares with Motor Angel. ASX will escrow those for 50 years. Motor Angel and Manuel were adamant they wanted to tell anybody coming in that this share of this company wants to get into production, so they have volunteered the other 50% to be escrowed for 3 years. So there's no overhang, none of these shares will be on the market, they will be completely escrowed. So now that second bell's gone, we've got a couple of just highlights as for us. So fundamentally, we've got an inferred resource. We have a scoping study. Our scoping study can be completed in an updated PFS in 9 months. We've got 20,000 metres of drilling for a normal cost of 7. We have a pit support solution. We're very strong on ESG. We already have our ESG consultants in country working right now. We have an established project partner. I cannot oversell the value of having someone that's been in country for 25 years, that knows the people, so that sovereign risk is eliminated. That they've got 400 staff in there. We have a commodity pricing that's changed a lot, an additional exploration, and a management team, as I said, that's committed to making it work, because I didn't receive one founder share. I'd like some to make a success.